Hello, I'm Jacqueline O'Donnell from the Sisters Restaurant in Glasgow. My food ethos is using everything from Scotland's larder, from the sea, from the land, and putting it together, tasting brilliant. And I want it to be quite simple for you to do also. So when we have things that are in season, I want you to be able to rustle up a dish quickly. It tastes fantastic, and you get all the benefits of it being local, as in here in Scotland, celebrating the fantastic larder on a plate very quickly. So my dish today is wild Highland venison with Scotch raspberries and balsamic vinegar, and a wee salad on the side. So here we have wild Highland venison. Now I am using fillet. You can use loin or you can use haunch. Wild venison is very, very tender, very, very good for you, and something that can be ready quite quickly. I'm also using raspberries, and in season, late July, August, they are a truly outstanding fruit. Then we have some spinach, some watercress and some rocket, a nice punchy peppery salad to mix in with all these nice sweet flavours. And I've made a raspberry balsamic vinegar. That's all you need for wild Highland venison with Scotch raspberries and balsamic salad. So first of all, when you get the venison from the butchers, either bat your eyelids and ask him to do it for you, or take it home, and all we want to do is just trim any pieces of sinew off, which will enable the venison to remain exceptionally tender. This is such a quick dish to do that we want it to taste as tender as possible. Making sure that you've pulled off anything that's white or tiny wee lines through it. That'll actually make the venison a wee bit tough if we don't take this off. Now this can be done in advance, so you could get to this stage, okay, and then pop it into the fridge for when you're ready to cook this at home. With venison being such a lean meat, it's so low in cholesterol, so very, very good for you if you're to follow a low cholesterol diet. I don't want to fry the meat, I just want to give it a wee rub with some oil and a light seasoning, okay? On the board, you should always oil the meat and not the pan. So a wee bit of salt and pepper in there. You've got your pan really nice and warm on the stove. So all we do now is pop our venison in. Now, as you can see, beautiful and coloured on the top here. Now that's had 2 minutes in the pan. What I want to do now is get that Scotch raspberry flavour in there. If you're cooking with venison fillet and you're lucky enough to be getting it, it's 2 to 3 minutes in the pan and then 2 to 3 minutes resting. If it's loin you're using, it's a chunkier piece of meat, so you're 4 to 5 minutes in the pan. We're serving this medium rare. It's the best way to serve venison, medium to medium rare, because it doesn't have any fat in there to keep it moist, so we need the meat to remain moist by not cooking it. If you've got any grannies out there that don't like to see red in the inside, that's what the raspberries come in handy for. I'm going to take this off. I want to drizzle the balsamic vinegar. So that's the raspberry balsamic vinegar. And then I want the raspberries in the pan, but I don't want to break them down. We don't want them bashed down, we just want a nice coating of that raspberry vinegar. Again, increasing the depth of flavour in this dish, we're using Scotch raspberry vinegar from a Perthshire estate. It all makes the difference. And now we want to leave that whilst we get the salad ready. We've got 3 minutes for that to rest. So lots of your greens going in there. Lots of flavour, a nice wee bit of texture. And do this very last second. So tiny bit Scottish rapeseed oil, splash of the vinegar. and just lightly dress the leaves, okay? Remember, we've got all that flavour going on top from the venison. So now all we want to do get that venison onto the plate. It's still warm. It'll wilt down the leaves. And then some raspberries. You can see they've still kept their shape. Fantastic plate of brilliant Scottish larder, shouting at its best, venison and balsamic raspberries.